One cold night, thousands of years ago, a farmer walks out to his field at dawn and finds his fortune lying dead in the grass. Not stolen, not burned. It simply died in the night. Because this man's entire life savings was an animal. For most of human history, across almost every civilization on earth, the richest form of money was not gold, not silver, not a single coin. It was a living, breathing creature that could grow, multiply, feed a family, or vanish before morning. This is the story of the strangest wealth ever created, a money with a heartbeat. Last time we saw why money had to be invented. Barter was too slow. Humanity needed one thing everyone would accept, but nobody knew what that thing should be. So the earliest people looked around and asked one question: what do we already treasure more than anything? In a world of farmers and herders, the answer was obvious: an animal. Picture what a single cow gave you: milk, meat, leather, and raw muscle to drag a plow through hard earth. One animal was a grocery store, a clothing shop, and a tractor all at once. So owning cattle did not just mean you had wealth, it meant everyone could see it. There were no bank accounts, no hidden vaults. Your fortune stood in an open field, and the whole village could count it with their own eyes. And because everyone understood the value of an animal, cattle could do something no one had done before. They could put a price on the world. A field, so many oxen. A daughter's dowry, so many cattle. A debt, repaid in calves. For the first time in history, humans could measure the worth of everything in the same units. And here is something strange. That ancient world of cattle money never really left us. It is hiding inside words you say every day. Take the word capital, as in money, business, the engine of the modern economy. It comes from the Latin word caput, and caput means head, a head, as in a head of cattle. The richest word in finance was born from counting animals in a field, and it does not stop there. The word fee, every fee you have ever paid, traces back to an ancient word that simply meant livestock. But cattle had one power that made them almost magical as money. Think about gold locked in a chest. It just sits there. It does nothing. Cattle reproduce. Your money could give birth to more money. A herd could grow larger while you slept. No coin in history has ever done that. In a very real sense, cattle were humanity's first investment. But cattle were not ruling alone. Filling the granaries of the ancient world was a second silent currency. Grain, wheat, and barley were not just food, they were survival itself. Everyone needed them, everyone took them. And grain could do something cattle never could. It could be split. You cannot cut a cow into pieces, but a sack of grain, you can divide it into cups, into handfuls, into exact, perfect measures. In ancient Mesopotamia and Egypt, grain became real money. Workers were paid in it. Taxes were collected in it. Entire temple economies ran on mountains of stored wheat. For a moment, it looked like humanity had found the answer. It had not, because both of these monies carried a hidden curse. Start with the cow. Say something costs half a cow. What do? You cannot make change. Cut the animal in half, and you do not have half its value. You have a carcass. The wealth is gone, and cattle could betray you overnight. One disease, one drought, one brutal winter, and a lifetime of savings drops dead in the grass, exactly like our farmer at the start. Now grain. Grain solved the splitting problem, but it opened a worse one. Grain rots. Leave it too long, and rats, damp, and mold quietly devour your fortune from the inside, and its value swung like a pendulum. After a rich harvest, grain was everywhere, nearly worthless. In a famine, the same grain was worth more than gold. No stability, no fixed worth. Your wealth rising and crashing with the weather. Cattle could not be divided, Grain could not be stored, neither could be trusted to last, and so humanity kept searching. The perfect money could not die, it could not rot, it could not swing wildly with the seasons. It had to last forever, split cleanly, stay rare. Cattle and grain had carried civilization for thousands of years. They gave us our fair store of value and our fair shared language of price. But their time was ending. People began hunting for something more permanent, something that would not die in the night or wash away in the rain. Soldiers paid their wages in salt, tiny seashells, crossing entire oceans as cash, and on one Pacific island money so enormous, so heavy, that no human being could ever pick it up. Why would humanity trust such bizarre objects with their wealth? And what invisible law decided which of them survived and which turned to worthless junk overnight? That is where our story goes next.